Hello everyone and welcome back. In this particular lecture, we're going to talk about the action item list or AID. And what I wanted to do here is that I wanted to present this to you because I feel that this is a fantastic document to help you understand what needs to be done. This is another great document that you can leverage like when you first walk into the office in the morning and you're not 100% sure what to work on first. What happens is that you can pull this up, or you can even, there's a way that you can even have this document start up when you first boot up your computer. There's a way that you can have this document start up and it'll pop up on your screen and you'll see, clearly like what needs to be done, and you can prioritize your day accordingly. And this is not considered a project plan. The way this differs from a project plan is that many times project plans will track like milestones, or they'll track individual tasks, but in a way those tasks are kind of like milestones on the way to achieving a master milestone. The way the action item document differs from that is that you're noting everything that needs to be taken care of. You're noting what needs to be taken care of for the project. And this could be also items related to the project, but it could be more administrative items, such as seeking approvals or having meetings away from the project. Like, for example, you have a development phase going on. And of course, on a project plan, you'll have development milestones and also, other activities that would happen, such as quality assurance, test case development, and also you'll have development artifacts being completed and being ready to move to the QA environment. But the action item document augments the project plan in the sense that it'll track more detailed tasks that you need to follow up on. And one of those examples are here, the software integration that we just mentioned in the previous section. Those tasks are not necessarily known upfront many times in a project plan. So tasks such as that can be tracked here. So I'm just going to go over here in this lecture quickly the components of this action item document. And then in the next lecture, what I'll do is that we'll see this action item document in action. I'll go over a scenario where you're having a meeting and you're attaining status from the team and you're leveraging this document. So I'll go over that scenario in the next lecture. But for here, I just wanted to go over this document. And first of all, you have your action here. And this is basically the action that needs to be completed. Now, you want this to be very granular so that here in the person responsible, you just have one person responsible. Maybe there's a couple of people looking into the action, and that's fine, but you don't want to group one person having many actions. You want to have each action spelled out and, for each particular individual if you can. In this way, you can close it out. You want one specific action so that you can really track and close out. And the way you track it is here in the status. You'll have statuses such as in progress or, at risk, overdue, completed, not started. So the status of the task is tracked here, as well as the due date. You have your due date here, and you have your next steps listed here. And what I would recommend here is just have the latest information here regarding next steps. I think one experience I learned here from the beginning when I was a project manager, I would put a date here and I would have the status as it was pertaining to that date. But I think what better serves you is just to have the latest status, because then the previous statuses become irrelevant. It almost becomes like reading a status report from like 2 months ago. It has that effect. That information is not really relevant anymore. So I think the same applies here. Just have the next steps here. And if you accomplish something and then there's another item that has to be accomplished, so you just update that here rather than keeping all the historical statuses. And then the last column here is the comments. And these are not necessarily the next steps, but this is just like reference information. For example, if this action is referring to a Jira ticket, you can put a link to the Jira ticket here in the comments area as an example. That's just reference information. Or like, for example, if you have an action to attain resources or something, like there's an action here to find out who are the resources to do the security integration, for example. Once you find out that information, you can put it here in the comments section, and that information will be referenced. So I think the comments section is very good to have like your reference information for that particular issue. Now, one last thing I would recommend is that you don't delete any item or any issue, because you may need to refer that in the future as to like the reference information. So like, for example, if you close out an issue, I would definitely suggest not deleting it, because a question may come up as to how we handled it before, or who were the resources that we reached out to. It would be good to have that reference information. And if you want to just look at the statuses that are in progress or completed or whatever, you can just leverage the filtering features on the Excel sheet. So that's going to do it for this particular lecture. I just wanted to give you a heads up on this document. I feel it's a fantastic tool to help you still stay organized. In addition to like your other tasks that you have to do, like from emails, this helps you to also be organized, to understand what needs to be done. And this will definitely help you prioritize your actions when you come into the office in the morning. All right. And in our next lecture, we'll see this in action, and I'll talk to you more in that lecture coming up next. Thanks so much.